Now we do have the women's 400 meters hurdles semi-finals, the first of 3 semi-finals, first 2 in each race to go through automatically, 2 non-automatic qualifiers. On the outside, Maria Mikolenko has improved to 56.25 this year. 24-year-old who finished second in the Ukraine Championships recently. Robin Schumann, now 29 years of age, but has also improved this year to 55.53. This is the very good Norwegian, the Norwegian record holder, Amelie Hamelid Juel, and the defending European champion from Denmark, Sara Slot Petersen. She was seeded through directly to the semi-finals, as was this woman, the 2014 European champion, Ailey Doyle from Great Britain, Northern Ireland. In lane 3, the Belgian champion, Hanna Klaas. As we move to the inside in lane 2, it's Justyna Saganiak of Poland. And in lane 1, setting a personal best in her heat of 56.68, the Romanian Sander Belgian. Focus of attention will be on the heat on the lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. Those are the women who've been directly seeded into this semi-final. But from the inside, as they just focus and get ready to go to their marks, it's Belgian, Saganiak, Kleis, Doyle, Slot Petersen, Juel, Sherman and Mikolenko. And a very even start from the women in the middle 4 lanes. Just very slightly Juel doing well at this stage. Also Ailey Doyle running very well now into a running as they go along the back straight. Slot Petersen struggling very slightly. Ailey Doyle now has a big lead. Also doing well on the outside is Mikolenko, the Ukraine runner. But Doyle clearly in the lead, the first to take the 8th hurdle. And Ailey Doyle has a very big lead indeed. Slot Petersen struggling a little bit. Well, now recovering slightly. But it's Ailey Doyle. And on her inside, a big surprise. We didn't really talk about her, but Hanna Klaas gets second for the second automatic qualifying place, but that race was all about Ailey Doyle really dominating from the gun. 55.16 for Doyle. Well, she's really starting to come into form at the right time. Second in the Commonwealth Games and then had a few very modest races, but now really starting to pick it up as the championships come around. 55.75 for Kleis.
Well, as you said, Phil, they were pretty level to start with, but Doyle really ate up the stagger on Slot Petersen on the back straight and continued right the way through. Good run by Kleis to get second, and Juel is third, and have to wait to see whether her time is good enough.
And Juel, of course, is training with Karsten Warholm together with Leif Olaf Alms, and you see them together, they get on really well, and they say they're feeding off each other. She keeps his feet on the ground, he said, in training, especially after that world title, and she's currently there in third, and we'll have to wait and see whether her time is good enough.
A very disappointing run, though, from the defending champion, Sarah Slot-Peterson, who's not going to be able to go any further and defend her title, but it is Doyle and Kleiss who go through as the 2 automatic qualifiers. Now back to the track.
Yes, indeed. This is the second of the 3 semi-finals of the women's 400-meter hurdles. Top name here, the fastest woman in Europe this year, Lea Sprunger from Switzerland. Well, let's go through the field from the outside. This is the silver medalist from Amsterdam, Joanna Linkiewicz, the Polish athlete who also got a World University Games silver last year. Then a former youth Olympic champion in Aurélie Chabadou from France ran well to qualify in the qualifying round for this competition. We come to the top names on the inside. Lina Kloster from Norway, 3 times Norwegian champion on the flat. Is now concentrating on the hurdles. Talia Tkachuk from Ukraine was a semi-finalist in the Olympic Games. Now we have another finalist. In fact, we've got 3 of them in this race. 4th in 2016, Ayumida Foloronso from Italy. And she was the World University Games champion last year, ahead of Linkiewicz. Lane 3 is the fastest European of the year at 54.79, Lea Sprunger, and she was 3rd in Amsterdam. So we've got the 2-3-4 from the previous edition of the European Championships. Kirsten McCaston of Great Britain and Northern Ireland made a successful switch to the hurdles from flat running last year, former World Junior Relay gold medalist, and then the field completed by Justine Grillet of Belgium, former European Junior medalist, winner, not medalist, but a finalist, and she's got a best of 56.31. So that's the lineup. Looking at Foloronso there in lane 4 at 55.16 this year. She's the 2nd fastest in the field. 2 here, Lea Sprunger. Sprunger, who's also been excelling at 400 meters, has decided to concentrate just on the one event, so not following the example of Karsten Warholm, for instance, who is doubling up in the men's 400 and 400 hurdles. Kloster in lane 6. So once again, from the inside, we have Grillet of Belgium, McCaslin of Britain, Sprunger for Switzerland, Foloronso for Italy, Tkachuk of Ukraine, Kloster, Norway, Chabaudet, France, and Linkiewicz, Poland. Away they go, Sprunger and Foloronso, and also Tkachuk, all off very well, and already Sprunger has made up the ground on Foloronso. Further out, Tkachuk running well, and Kloster, the Norwegian, probably up on Chabaudet and Linkiewicz outside her. But the long strides of Sprunger along the back straight enables her to take further ground. But Kloster, the Norwegian, also running well. First 2, remember, will go through to the final. And Sprunger in 3, then Foloronso, Tkachuk and Kloster. Sprunger it is who leads coming into the home straight. For those other 3 outside her, not so far behind. Kloster still in contention, but now right in the forefront there, Sprunger has really excelled right the way through to the line, and is followed by Tkachuk and Foloronso, and Sprunger wins in 55.06. So job done very well. I don't think she was unduly pressed to do that. Looks pretty fresh. Seemed to be in control all through the hurdles.
And she looks very happy with that. 55.04 for the Swiss athlete there, followed by Victoria Tkachuk with 55.37.
In 3rd place, Foloronso, 55.69. As we look at this again, the Italian just in 3rd place here, holds on to that. Faster than the 3rd, though, in the 1st heat. So she remains in contention to get through the final. But Sprunger looking very strong here, tall and strong, and holds her form well to the line. And a clear 2nd for Tkachuk as we look at that photo. Foloronso dipping well to get that 3rd spot.
Yes, the Ukrainian really managed to put some ground between herself and the Italian there over the last 70 meters or so with that last barrier, which often can take out the athletes as the lactic acid really hits. And then we see the time for the Italian, 55.69 and 55.78, so both faster than the third place in that previous heat. Here we have the results again in large. As we move to the third semi-final of the women's 400-meter hurdles, there on the outside lane, Vera Rudakova, the authorized neutral athlete, former world youth and world junior champion. Then on the inside, looks like we've lost someone according to my start list. Now they're in lane 6, Megan Beasley, a British athlete, UK champion this year. Susanna Heinova became the first woman to retain a world title in this event. Won the Czech title this year as well. In lane 4 we see Yadislady Pedroso for Italy. And then there in lane 3 for the Ukraine, Anna Ryshikova, 6th at the World Championships in Moscow in 2013. And there is the Spaniard, twice the Spanish champion, Sara Gallego, just 17 years young. And another youngster on the inside lane for Switzerland, Jasmin Giger. So 3 Swiss athletes in these semi-finals, and there's a scratch, as I thought there would be. Margot van Poyvelde for Belgium, who raced in one of the heats, is not lining up. So we see here the athletes in the hot seats, as we call them. These two are currently through based on their time, and we'll have to wait for this final heat, which sees from the inside Giger, Gallego, Ryshikova, Pedroso, Heinova, Beasley and Rudakova going for the 2 automatic qualifier spots and hoping to beat those times from the 2 ladies waiting in the hot seat. And it looks like Beasley got out really strong there in lane 6, as did on the inside the Ukrainian, catching up on the Italian already. So currently it is Ryshikova running very strongly indeed on that lane 3. As you can see, past the Italian already, caught up with Heinova and Megan Beasley also in lane 6. They're out on her own almost, running very strongly. On the outside lane, you've got Vera Rudakova also going very strongly. So as they approach the home straight, you've got Rudakova now being overtaken by Megan Beasley and almost on the line there, coming through strongly the Italian as well. At the moment, the Ukrainian there going over that final barrier in first, and she seems to be able to hold on. And after that, the Italian might have just got it, Yadislay Pedroso. So Ryshikova and Pedroso get the 2 automatic qualifying spots, and then Megan Beasley will have to wait and see what her time says. But this was a fast heat. So as we're waiting for the times to get confirmed on the screen.
Well, Beasley, in fact, 55.21 in third place, so easily a qualifier there. The fastest heat, 54.82 for Ryshikova.
Bit of a turn up. You wouldn't have said that Ryshikova would have perhaps been the favourite to have gone through or been in the automatic qualifying spots, even though she was seeded.
And of course, it's a bit disappointing to see Susanna Heinova not making it through here. Twice the world champion. one of the bigger names to miss out there. We have the replay of that race, and you can see the Italian there coming through strongly. Just goes past the Russian on the outside lane.
But it's third and fourth, Beasley and Rudakova, who will go in the first twos into the final.
And there we can see it on the screen, the small cues next to Beasley and Rudakova. Times confirmed, and Giga running very strongly, the young Swiss athlete in sixth.
Yes, well, very disappointing there for Hainova, although she hasn't been showing particular form there. I think one would still have expected her to make the final, but only fifth there in 56.03.
There are the times confirmed. Rushikova with a season's best.